Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 71 of Europa Universalis IV as Great Britain. I've lost count now of how many times I've tried to record this episode because I've had this annoying cough and cold for the last couple of weeks, so I've gone through and done a few little bits and pieces off camera that I did do on the previous episode. I'll just quickly explain what I have done, because there's two things really. First of all, I've gone and deleted most of the forts. I've left the ones across the old French-Spanish border because we may well be going to war with Spain or Portugal at some point in the future, and they might be useful. As for the rest of them, I've removed them all, apart from the one in Paris, the one in London, and one up here in Agachoos, just in case we end up going to war with Scandinavia again. So, why have I gotten rid of them? Well, as useful as forts are for blocking enemy movement and providing you with yearly army tradition, they cost a fortune to run. I think last time I checked, before I deleted them all, I had something like 25 forts. I've now only got 7. The 25 forts was costing me something like 70 ducats per year, or is that per month? 70 ducats per month to have 25 forts. It's now only costing me 20, so it's significantly cheaper. Now, as useful as forts are, they also do provide some problems because the system is slightly flawed. Yes, they block enemy movement, but sometimes the AI seems to find a way around it, which is a little bit strange. So the zone of control of forts doesn't always work the way that it should. The second issue is that when a province with a fort is sieged down, it's worth a lot more war score than a province that doesn't have a fort. So by removing a lot of forts, you're giving less provinces that have a high war score if they're taken by the enemy. Now I know having a lot of forts does give you yearly army tradition, but even with 25 fully maintained forts, I was only getting 0.6 army tradition per year. So it was costing me a lot of money and I didn't see a lot of value in it. So I decided we'll get rid of them and try it without. The second thing that I did is I went through to every single one of my core provinces that isn't distant overseas and made it into a seat in Parliament. Now the reason for this is if you make a city a seat or make a province a seat in Parliament, you get 10% production efficiency, 10% tax modifier, 10% manpower modifier, and you get a reduction to monthly autonomy change. Now, normally, because you see, I think that the parliamentary system is a little bit flawed. It's absolutely fantastic when you're playing a small country because you only have to have something like, I think it's 25% of your core provinces have to be a seat in Parliament. So if your country's 20 provinces, that's 5 seats. Maybe you bribe 4 of them to give you an 80% chance of the debate passing in Parliament, and it's not too expensive and you can get some nice rewards. The problem is it doesn't scale with the size of your empire. Once you get up to an empire that has 100 provinces, that's 25 seats. And if you want to get that 80% chance for it to pass, that means you have to bribe 20 seats. And it ends up where you're spending so much of your monarch points, so much money, army tradition, navy tradition, you're spending so much to get the same rewards because the rewards never get any better. And it gets to a point where when you've got a big country, you think, why have I just spent 500 admin points and 1,000 ducats, 2 mercantilism and some church power to get 1 base tax in a province when I could just go to a random province and spend like 52 admin points. Now, the downside of having a lot of seats is it means that you're never going to get a debate to pass because you'd have to bribe so many seats. But let's look at the penalties for not actually using the parliamentary system. First of all, if we start a debate but the debate fails, we lose 20 prestige. And that happens once every 10 years. If we don't have a debate in Parliament, we lose 0.5 legitimacy a year, which we can quite easily tank. Now, we don't want our legitimacy to drop at the moment because we do have this looming disaster of civil war, so we need to get our legitimacy up to 75 if we can. We also need to get rid of the overextension. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause the game because I've been waffling on for long enough. I've got quite a few ships and things that are kind of all over the place at the moment. I need to try and consolidate all of these ships. What do we have here? We have some transports. They need upgrading. We've got the money, so let's go ahead and do it. These heavies could do with an upgrade as well. Now, I do have some troops all the way over in Brunei. And as somebody did point out, I did actually miss grabbing the important centre of trade, but I'm sure there will be other wars in the future. So these are our transports here. Do we have the latest transports? No, we don't. I guess we could go and upgrade these transports while they are here. The rest of our heavies are on their way back to port. Wow, suddenly there's a lot of people that want military access. Don't want alliance with Alsace. So, provincial unrest, Sunni zealots, Bruneian separatists, most of these we can probably deal with. All of these provinces should have been added to the, what do you call it, the trade company. So we should be okay on these. We've got a, we are colonising here, we'll get there in a few days. So we've got a few random units around. We might need to leave some transports down here. I guess we could always build a spare couple of transports, to be honest. Let's just go in and grab ourselves... What's our naval force limit? We are below. So let's just go ahead and grab ourselves just a couple of transports down here that we can use just for moving colonist protection around. We can go ahead and add this to the trade company straight away. We don't even need to wait for it to finish. Guess that applies here as well. Although they'll probably both be finished very soon. Do I want to bring these guys back? Oh, we certainly want to wait for these. Oh, there's only one ship there that wasn't completely done. But we'll wait for it. There's no huge rush. And I think we're generally going to be fine. So mostly what we're trying to do at this point is just continue colonising a little bit. Make sure that we don't have this issue with our civil war. Hopefully we can make that go away. So I do need to get some more units back over to the mainland. Our force limit we are slightly below, but not massively below. I don't really want to go over the force limit. We do have another 42 stack there. Got some guys up here in Scandinavia. So we should be okay. Now a couple of my vassals, or my colonial nations as it were, actually have high liberty desire. French Brazil is currently at 100%. Which very much makes me think that somebody is trying to bribe those guys. Also, Antilles is at 64% as well. Now, we are sucking up to both of them at the moment. Let's just have a look at the Antilles. We could decrease the tariffs by spending some admin points, but it would only reduce their liberty desire by 5%, which isn't really great. Austria has become the HRE Emperor again. So, we could placate the local rulers. Now, we would lose some prestige, but I don't think there's a huge point of doing that. We could decrease their tariffs. Now, what about French Brazil? Yeah, I don't think there's an awful lot that we can do. If they rise up and try to break free, I think we've got enough to be able to take them on. So, I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment. I am going to put the game on speed 3, though. And we're just winning a few little fights against natives. Of course, it does mean we lose a little bit of manpower. But manpower's pretty good at the moment. We've also got this 23 stack down here, which I'll probably leave. So let's go ahead and we'll put these guys on the boat. We've just got another self-sustaining colony, which is this one. So you guys can march over here and we'll colonize this province. So where were we? You guys are going to get on the boat. And we'll get these boats to go and drop you off over... Well, you can come down here to Provence. We'll drop you off where the rest of the boats are. Now, apparently, we have some more heavies that are on their way back. So we can lose a stability for Portugal's opinion to increase by 50 and gain a base tax. Or we can gain a stability and Portugal's opinion of us... Yeah, we'll gain this stability all day long. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and... mothball these heavies because we don't really need them at the moment. We do have another heavy fleet that's around somewhere. We've lost one of our advisors, so let's go ahead and sort that out. So it was our Diplo advisor. We're doing okay on Diplo. I guess we can just go for trade efficiency at the moment. We can actually grab a technology, which is a Diplo tech, but we are ahead of time. It's been so long since I've played, I've even forgotten what my idea group was now. So we're actually working on a military idea. That's fine, so there's not too much of a problem there. So where exactly is that other fleet gone? So many merchants, it's unbelievable. Lose some ducats for increased settlers. Yep, we are fine with that. So there's our other heavies. They are working their way around. In fact, I'd prefer it if you came down here to Provence, actually. Those are the others. Now, we've got some small trade fleets here. Genoa. I guess these small trade fleets are okay. I don't have one big, massive trade fleet. And what have we got here? Oh, we've actually got some transports. In that case, let's get you over here and let's cancel these 2 ships that I had building over here because we don't need them. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. So we've got people sort of fabricated against us. It was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made in forcing these guys to become a protectorate, because I just can't attack them. They've got 100% liberty desire, but they've never risen up against me. Royal marriage offer from Savoy. We could take that, but we're trying to get our legitimacy to go up, not go down. So I am going to ignore that for now. We really need to get legitimacy. I also believe, under religion, that we do actually have the additional yearly legitimacy from that. So it's really going to be a struggle to get out of this potential civil war, but I think we will be okay. I'm expecting something nasty to happen. But it does say that progress is +1 each month because overextension is at least 10%. So if we can get rid of all of our overextension, that's certainly going to help with that. A lot of the overextension is starting to go away. We have a revolt down here in the... look how this is still blue. This is the French Antilles. I don't actually have any units down here that can deal with that revolt. They don't have enough to siege, luckily. Now, the Antilles have some units down there, but they're generally unhelpful. Where are my... Right, we're going to take these guys. And we're going to go and drop these guys off over here. Hopefully they can get there in decent time. It's only a peasant revolt, so we should be able to put that down. They're actually relocating to Havana. They arrive on the 2nd of March 87, so it's going to take them about a year to get there. Now, how long is it going to take my ships to arrive? You're going to arrive there on the 28th of August, so we'll actually be fine there. Not bothered about the natives uprising. Truce is ending is fine. So yeah, we've definitely got a few rebellions that we need to sort out with. Bruneian separatists are likely to pop as well. And 10 years of separatism and ceding all of our provinces back. I don't really want to use harsh treatment because we're actually saving up for a militaristic idea group. So I might have to ship these guys back down there shortly. Unfortunately for them. And I do have some guys that are closer, but the problem is my ships are so far away now anyway. But let's deal with this rebellion first. Obviously we are taking a little bit of attrition on there, that's fine. I was actually hoping that the extra stability would have decreased that. Do we have any advisors that can reduce unrest at all? Do we have any that give us legitimacy? Morale of navies, you're no good. Discipline, national manpower, morale of armies. I think we'll stick with the +3 guy for now. See, British Brazil gaining +10% liberty desire. So somebody is obviously interfering with matters here. Now then, do we have a general that we can give you? Well, not a very good one. How many leaders do we have? I think we actually lost one. Oh, we only have 1 of 4. Again, we are saving up for military points, but I think we can safely afford to try and get another leader. Well, you're not too bad. You don't have as much maneuver, but you're certainly a better combat leader. We're not quite at full health here, but we're not too far off, so we're just going to go and stomp these guys out as quickly as we can. Boats are getting repaired. Hopefully they're not... Well, I don't think they took any damage. I think it was just the one that hadn't finished upgrading, to be honest. So that's that done. Brilliant. Now we can lose a lot of money. Or lose some admin power. I'll just lose the money, because we're doing okay on money at the moment. So we're just going to let these guys heal up for a couple of ticks. We do need to get them back to Brunei as soon as possible. In fact, yeah, they have taken a little bit of damage in the front row there. French-Brazil we can't improve relations with anymore. Neither can we in the Antilles, which could be a little bit problematic. Let's go ahead and get you guys on the boat, I suppose. And then we need to... I'm going to move this way around the map because I feel like it might be slightly quicker. And we're going to go and drop you over in one of these provinces. Will take you a while to get there. October 87. You're going to be stuck on that boat for another year, I'm afraid. And there'll probably be a rebellion by the time you get down there. But we'll just have to deal with that. Now, what about those other heavies that I sent home? You guys are all up here now. You can just be mothballed. And we'll go ahead and just group the mothballed fleets together. We do have some more transports down here. What have we got here? Military access from Holland. Yeah, that is fine. How much money are we making at the moment? Wow, look at that. 200 and... That can't be right. That must be from a gold fleet or something. 10 prestige or 1 base tax. Well, prestige, we're not at the cap. Let's get it up to 100. That can't be right. We're at full army maintenance as well. Imagine we are making 134 ducats a month from trade. Which is very, very good. So we're making some decent bank now. Almost to the point where we could probably afford to just hire loads and loads of mercenaries if we can. Which is probably what will happen if we do end up in a civil war. It is still going up. But we're about to finish these cores. So that should reduce a lot of those problems. I'm still not liking these high liberty desires. I mean, we expect these guys, these are our protectorate, we expect them to have a high liberty desire. That is not unexpected. There's another gold fleet. Would be nice if the Antilles didn't have such high liberty desire. Why is their liberty desire so high? Because of tariffs, and we have a poor diplomatic reputation. Of course, as your administrative efficiency goes up, they're also more likely to want to break away as well. They don't trust as much either. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and reduce their tariffs slightly. Cost us 100 admin points, but as far as admin goes, we're massively ahead in time right now. So let's actually think about going ahead and do that. We will reduce our tariffs in French Brazil. And we will reduce our tariffs in the Antilles as well. Is it the Antilles or is it the French Antilles? No, it's just the Antilles. So let's find you again. Antilles will decrease your tariffs. We won't be making quite as much money, but it should help them to stop hating us quite as much. And like I said, if they decide they want to try and go to war, let them try it. We are going to have to go to war with Burgundy at some point, because there's a fair bit of their stuff that we'd like to grab. There is our revolt down here in Brunei, which we expected. Okay, we are now starting to get some cores coming in, which is good. Looks like we've got another province that we can convert. So let's start working on any provinces that we can work on. They'll probably get separatism in a few provinces, but hopefully we can deal with them overall. Yeah, so we've got some separatists there. How many lots of... Oh, there's some down here as well, and there's some over there. Right, I didn't realise that there were 3 lots of them. Well, it's going to be annoying, but I think overall we'll be able to take them out. These guys are my least concern because they can't really do too much. These guys are the biggest concern here. I'll take these guys out and then go and get rid of these guys before they start destroying the colonies. We can pick up an idea group very cheaply. Reinforced speed. We definitely want to get that. We are actually behind time on military tech though. We could get ourselves some new infantry. So we probably should save up for that next. Get some new infantry types and new cavalry types before we go into our next war. Okay, looks like some more coring has been completed. Now these guys are starting to move around. They'll normally just move into the next province. Obviously I don't want them to get as far as the colonies. You should be part of a trade company for a start. Did I end up missing a lot of these and not actually adding them to the trade companies? Yeah, there's a few down here that I missed completely. If I'd have added them to the trade companies before, it would have decreased the likelihood of the rebels to spawn. Yeah, you're not in the trade company for some reason. You're not in the trade company for some reason. All these like little islands and things that I apparently missed. You're not in the trade company. Wow, I did miss quite a few, didn't I? Very, very annoying. Colonial border conflict. So, we can lose 10 prestige. British Brazil can gain 10 Liberty Desire, while Terre Australie loses 5. Or French Brazil can gain 10 Liberty Desire, while Australia loses 5. Or we can lose 50 Diplo. Let's just go ahead and lose the Diplo, because we've got loads of it at the moment. These guys are still going around sieging stuff, which I'm not happy about. We are due to arrive here very shortly. So let's just go march straight in and deal with all these guys while we're down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach one guy just to besiege these provinces and then just send the rest to the other lands. You guys are stuck on an island as well. Oh, I'm paused again. Keep doing that. Got to remember to stop pausing the game constantly. More money from privateer fleets. Now I'm going to go and get these guys next because I don't want these guys taking out the colonist. So you guys get on the boat. You guys are going to drop over here. Oh, stop auto-saving. Well, no, don't stop auto-saving. It's pretty important that you do, but you know what I mean. So, we'll just deal with one rebellion at a time. Yeah, so then we'll have to go and deal with those guys, but that shouldn't be too bad. So, we've managed to land here. Let's get these guys to jump in before these guys pop up. It's coastline, so we'll be okay. Again, I'd love royal marriages and stuff, but we really need to get our legitimacy up because of this looming disaster. Guess we can stay here for a little bit. There we go. We've got rid of all of our overextension. That will stop the civil war from firing. It doesn't reset it, though, I don't think. Can never remember which flipping page it's on. Here. So it still has that progression. It won't progress anymore. So at least the progression's going to stop going up. That's the important thing. Another great advisor has died. Which was our military guy. Well, let's just go for the rank 3 guy. I mean, we might as well keep him because we are behind on military tech and we're trying to get... oh, another Austrian emperor. We are behind on military tech and we do have a military idea group as well. Tech now, we can pick up the next Diplo tech. Let's go ahead and grab that. So that actually gives us a new galley, which we're not bothered about. No, that's the next level. What did we get on the previous level? Which was level 23. New lights, so we can upgrade our light ships, but we'll end up doing that in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying EU4, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.